He stepped forward carrying not only napalm but death itself. Imagine a battlefield where your weapon may become your tomb. On Iwo Jima, flamethrower operators, 300 plus in all, had just 4 minutes to live. Only 18 survived out of that many. This is not history about battles, one. It's about the men who walked into fire, and the stories that almost died with them. Iwo Jima was volcanic rock, no cover, only scattered craters. Inside those hills, Japanese forces dug miles of tunnels and concrete bunkers. The island came to be called the meat grinder. By February 1945, Marines landed, and every yard gained was paid in blood. The flamethrower weighed nearly 70 pounds, tanks filled with napalm-like gel, compressed air pushing the fuel through a phosphorus ignition. Generations didn't train for this. They practiced firefighting. They self-taught a weapon that glowed blue, then exploded in flame. Once visible, the flamethrower marked you a human flare in a battlefield void. Operators were prime sniper target. Reports from survivors say few lasted more than 4 minutes before being hit, or worse, burned from within. Enter Herschel Williams, a farm boy turned Marine. When his squad disappeared, he pressed on alone under heavy fire, returning not once but 5 times to reload. He crawled atop pillboxes, thrust his nozzle into air vents, incinerating Japanese defenders. Not volunteering for glory, volunteering to save lives. Many operators carried what they would never speak of. One survivor said even decades later he couldn't eat fried eggs because the smell triggered flashbacks. On Reddit, veterans summarize it simply: a horrific weapon. One wrong fragment, and you're literally toast. Some Marines returned home with bodies still full of shrapnel and memories turbulent as flame. Still, commanders saw value. With each pillbox cleared, infantry advanced. Marines used flame, explosives, and shotguns in tandem. But every step forward came at a steep human cost. This was a sacrifice of brothers for brothers. They were boys, many of them barely old enough to shave, yet they carried the weight of a nation on their backs. They didn't ask to be heroes, but in the fire and fury of Iwo Jima, they became legends. 18 men returned alive. Their stories are now whispers, yet the island's ash keeps their echoes. Williams lived decades, quiet and proud, receiving the Medal of Honor, but nightly haunted by faces in flame. We owe it to them to remember the weapons that burned and the men who carried them. If voices lost to time matter to you, subscribe to The Lost Record, and together we'll uncover more stories hidden in ashes.